All right, Kenman here, and do we have a treat this morning brought to us from the collection of Kevin Smith and Knives? He loaned us some really cool stuff. Here is his Herman, the first Herman review on the channel. Look at this box, pristine, magnet on the front, proudly made in Poland. What do we know about it? If you don't know, you're about to. Premium stuff in the house today. Let's get right into it. Ooh, look at this card. Certificate of authenticity. We have a folder Mantis, serial number M398 on the blade with the hardness 6263, titanium grade 5 for the handle backspacer clip, the date it was made, the number. Wow, legit, very legit. Had this for a little while here, been going through the knives Kevin sent, showed a few of them on the live stream. Got a nice cloth here. I've been keeping everything sealed up real nice. Got to take care of Kevin's knives until I send them back. All right, if you've never seen, here we are. Get the full experience. Remarks, usage. Very cool. Screenshot that if you're interested. With a little cover, the Herman Mantis laser marked or whatever in that piece. That is a cool little touch. I'm gonna set this stuff aside. Look at the presentation. Got a nice tool. Look at this full solid piece tool. You got a T20 on there. Very unique. That is heavy. Very cool stuff. Got some oil for right there. And shut up, Kenman. Get out the knife. There it is. Let's enjoy this Herman Mantis. Boom. Oh, this is the real deal. If you don't know, you know. Woo, look at the action on this. Let's soak it in. The premium Herman Mantis. So as the card said, M398 on the blade, labeled right there. That's engraved in. And then the Herman logo also kind of, whoops, bumping the camera, kind of engraved down in. Instead of just being like a mark on there, you can actually feel that. Nice little touch. It looks classy. That titanium has that micro milled texture of the curve on there. Looks like it's kind of been bronzed up a little bit. Clip is also got some color to it. Looks like they've kind of offset the color a little more gold on the clip. Does have a space under there that's milled out doesn't have the ridges, so that's going to be nicer for going in and out of the pocket. Clearly right side only. Can't swap that to the other side. This show side is gorgeous. Look at how those pinned, like that's like the tips of the backs of the screws maybe, or some nubs that are holding that backspacer and holding it together, but it's giving us this show side. No screws, just those little dots that are really kind of nice. They're raised up, I can feel them. Nice little texture. This texture on here is really nice. That titanium has that kind of oily bronze, kind of bluish color. Nice pivot. We got a captive pivot on there, and they have the custom tool, the T20, for that right there. Oh, what do we think about this? Oh, flipper tab only, but the action is nice. That sound is crisp. The blade is centered perfectly. Just fires out. Solid. This is a high premium quality piece right here, so we're going to get nothing but good. You know, it's not what we should anyway. I guess this is the first one I've been able to review. Says proudly made in Poland inside of there. I don't know if you can actually read that, but you can see it. That is a cool touch. I like that. You're going to put some branding on there. You can hide it in there. Keeps the actual look of the knife, the aesthetics of the knife clean. Writing across there, sometimes that branding, I'm not really a fan. Personal preference. Action is great. That flipper tab, the sound just has a very crisp, tinny kind of a sound to it. Really nice in the handle. This is a big knife, full size. Got these little lips here and this little bump. kind of forces your hand in specific spots, but mine fits perfect. Sits in my hand. I have a larger hand, but my finger's right in that area exactly as it should be. This is nice. Plenty of space on the back. No jimps. Very smooth, kind of clean. I mean, we got the texture there. I like jimps, so personally I would prefer to have some jimps up there, but it does feel nice. It ramps up a little bit, so index finger on there. Ooh, look at how far out the tip is. Big knife. Nice for doing some cuts, though. In a good spot. Thin little belly on there. Grind goes all the way across the whole blade. Wow. Anybody have a Herman? What do we have? What do you think about them? Anybody have this one? Tell them it's not cool for Kevin Smith and Knives to send this out for us to check out. Oh, I really appreciate it. Super cool design here from the Herman. Okay, detent. Nice solid little pull in. I'll try a little push fail. Still went out all the way. Good detent on there that makes the action nice. And when you get that flip, once it releases, boom, it just fires out nicely. Good sound to it. I love micromilling texture on titanium. Very cool stuff. Look at how the back spacer, they've got that little extra, like it kind of goes to a point inside there. One of those things you don't really necessarily notice, but when it's in there, it's just an extra accent. It's got the blade number on there, inside there too. I'll see if I can focus on that. 221. Said that, I believe that was the number in here, right? Yeah, number 221. So that's cool. They're able to tuck that up inside there. Oh, this knife is great. Actually, I haven't been able to mess around with it too much. These really nice knives, I kind of play with them a little bit, put them right back in the box and set them aside. I don't kind of leave them out the same way I do some other ones. Woo! Feels great though. All right. Let's get some measurement credentials on here. Woo! Almost 9. Wow. Just about 8 3/4. We're looking at 8 5/8 end to end. 4 inches if you cut across that angle, but it's more about a 3¼ inch blade. And you have a 3 3/4 inch cutting surface with a slight curve on the belly. And 4 7/8 on that handle. Excellent size. Beastly. What? Oh, I switched to, we were measuring. I was like, that is what's going on here. We're millimeters. We were measuring, my brain, sorry, thumb studs last night on the live. And so we switched it to millimeters. Okay. 0.4. Wait. Oh. Wow. I touched the 0 button by accident when I was switching it. And like, this is not making sense at all. Okay. 0.11 on the blade thickness. That makes sense. Here we go. 0.11. And that 11 cuts to there and then slowly tapers out to the tip. That nice long full blade grind on there. Clean. I dig it. 4.47 for the handle. Narrowest in there, 7.6. The widest out here, 109. Towards the back, 9.6. Thickest on the blade, 1.07. Battery still going. Battery will never give up. All right. Ooh. Action is fun. Very nice. 4.766. Compare everything with the Kaiser drop bear. 329. So yeah, 4.76. It's a big knife. So I'd say that's not actually too terribly heavy for the size that this is. I like a heavier blade. What do you prefer? Light, heavy? Give me the weight. Give me the mass. Let me know it's there. My personal preferences. All right. Kaiser drop bear. Here's those jimps I was talking about. Love it. This is the same size as your bug out, your pyrite. Really good user, not quite full size. Looking like 3/4 of an inch or so shorter on both the front and the back than the Herman. So this Herman's definitely a full-size beast. Drop bear's a great little user. Check one out. Herman though, wow. The Mantis, that M398 blade looks gorgeous. The titanium is fantastic. Everything about this knife just sings quality. I like it. Let's do a little paper cut test. Looks like Kevin has not used this too much, so it looks like it's pretty much as it was out of the factory. Sure it is. Get that out of there. Oh yeah, this is a 9.5. That is a great cut. Very smooth, silky, slides through there, no problem at all. I can dig it. Solid user. Who would use this? Is this something that you would buy and use every day and enjoy? Is this something you would buy and take out only on like special occasion events? Or is this something you would just keep at home and just kind of have it be like living in your safe, protected? Tell me down below what you think about it. I really enjoy this. Thanks again to Kevin Smith and Knives for sending out some cool knives. Still have a few to look at, so stay tuned for that. Lots of fun stuff going on the channel. Check out the lives. Many new projects and things going on. Trying some different formats for a few things. Tune in, check it out. Having some fun. Look at this thing. Stay sharp. We'll see you soon.